Our other top story today, it's day 2 of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, and speakers are focusing on immigration and crime. Former President Donald Trump made immigration an issue in and out of office. He's called immigrants criminals, terrorists, and said they were released from mental institutions or prisons. And the 2024 Republican Party platform specifically mentions what it calls the migrant crime epidemic. While illegal border crossings did reach a 3-year low last month, they had reached the highest level in the agency's 100-year history under President Biden in 2022. It counted 2.2 million for the year. The numbers of illegal crossings stayed below 1 million under former President Trump's administration. Now, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol says arrests for illegally crossing the southern border were down 29% in June compared to May. Officials attribute the decline to President Biden's asylum crackdown announced earlier in June. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez joins us now to break down these numbers. So, Camilo, we've been hearing the rhetoric from the Trump campaign about immigration for a while now, including claims that as many as 20 million people have crossed the border since Biden took office, and many are criminals and terrorists. Can you fact check these claims?
Hi, Lindsay. Well, look, it is true that the U.S. has processed record numbers of migrants along the U.S.-Mexico border under President Biden's presidency, but that number is not close to 20 million. Customs and Border Protection has recorded roughly 8 million migrant encounters at and between ports of entry along the U.S.-Mexico border. And that number does not equal individual migrants, Lindsay, because many of these encounters represent multiple repeat crossings by the same individual migrants who are trying again and again to enter the country illegally after being expelled back to Mexico under the now expired Title 42 policy. And not every migrant who is processed is allowed to stay. The Biden administration, for example, Lindsay, has carried out about 4 million migrant expulsions, deportations, and returns since President Biden took office. And it is also important to note that illegal crossings, as you rightly outlined, have plummeted to a 3-year low this summer after President Biden issued that crackdown on asylum. As it relates to the crime and immigration concern, it is true that we have seen several high-profile cases of migrants in the country illegally committing heinous crimes, including the suspect in that murder of the nursing student in Georgia. That migrant is allegedly in the country illegally, but the available data does not show that migrants are committing crimes at a higher rate than U.S. citizens.
The 2024 Republican Party platform includes 5 points on immigration. What can you tell us about that?
Well, just like former President Donald Trump is yet again making immigration a pillar to his bid to return to the White House, so is the Republican Party. In its proposed platform for 2024, the Republican Party has included several immigration promises that mirror what the former president has vowed to conduct if he is elected to the White House again. That includes the largest deportation operation in U.S. history. This is something that former President Trump often talks about in campaign rallies, and this is something that would face lots of legal and operational difficulties because, as you know, there are millions of estimated of unauthorized immigrants in the country, and many of them have U.S. citizen children. And the concern for some advocates, at least, is what happens to those families in mixed status households. The RNC platform also includes pledges to stop the migrant flow along the U.S.-Mexico border by reinstating Trump-era policies like the Remain in Mexico program that required migrants to await their asylum hearings in Mexico. So both the former president's campaign but also the Republican Party is promising a radical shift on immigration if they come to power come January 2025.
Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thank you. Don't forget, our political team is at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee all week long. Special coverage begins on America Decides at 5 p.m. Eastern.